In this lesson, we shall look at the requirements for the issue of a commercial pilot's license and the privileges able to be exercised by the holder of a commercial pilot's license. While much of what you will learn in this lesson applies to both aeroplane and helicopter pilots, when we enter into specific details of the commercial pilot's license, we shall be referring to the commercial pilot's license aeroplanes. An applicant for a commercial pilot's license, which we shall henceforth refer to as the CPL, must have attained the age of 18 years and hold a valid Class 1 medical certificate. A person wishing to obtain a CPL may enter full-time training, often referred to as integrated training, as an ab initio student. That's a student with no previous flying experience, or with a private pilot's license qualification. Integrated training must be carried out at an approved flying training organisation. The integrated CPL course consists of theoretical knowledge instruction and visual and instrument flying training. An applicant for the CPL must be able to demonstrate a level of knowledge appropriate to the privileges of his licence in the subjects shown on screen here. A pass in the CPL theoretical knowledge examinations in the above subject is accepted as proof of the required level of knowledge. The theoretical knowledge training course for the CPL must comprise at least 300 hours of instruction covering all the subjects mentioned, or 200 hours of instruction if the student is the holder of a PPL. Flying training for the CPL, but not including type rating training, must comprise at least 150 hours flight time, of which up to 5 hours for the entire course may be instrument ground time. The 150 hours may include progress tests. Within the 150 hours total flying time, CPL student pilots must complete at least 80 hours of dual instruction, of which up to 5 hours may be instrument ground time, 70 hours as pilot in command, 20 hours of cross-country flight as pilot in command, including a VFR cross-country flight totaling at least 300 nautical miles, that's 540 kilometres, during the course of which full-stop landings are made at 2 aerodromes different from the aerodrome of departure, 5 hours night flying, comprising 3 hours of dual instruction, to include at least 1 hour of cross-country navigation, as well as 5 solo takeoffs and 5 full-stop landings, 10 hours of instrument flight instruction, of which up to 5 hours may be instrument ground time in an FNPT 1 or 2 or flight simulator. 5 hours of flying instruction must be carried out in an aeroplane certificated for the carriage of at least 4 persons, and have a variable pitch propeller and retractable landing gear. In the case of an entrant to CPL training who already possesses a PPL, 50% of the aircraft hours flown by the entrant prior to commencing the CPL course may be credited towards the required flying instruction, up to 40 hours flying experience, or 45 hours if a night flying qualification has been obtained. The aim of the CPL modular course is to train PPL holders who do not wish or who are unable for any reason to undergo integrated training to the level of proficiency necessary for the issue of a CPL. Consequently, before commencing a CPL modular course, an applicant must hold a private pilot's license issued in accordance with ICAO Annex 1. Before beginning flying training for the CPL as part of a modular course, a student pilot must have completed 150 hours flight time as a pilot. CPL students without an instrument rating must undergo at least 25 hours dual flying instruction, including 10 hours of instrument instruction, of which up to 5 hours may be instrument ground time, using an approved flight simulator. Additionally, CPL students without a night flying qualification must undergo at least 5 hours night flying instruction. at least 5 hours of flying instruction must be carried out in an aeroplane certificated for the carriage of at least 4 persons, and have a variable pitch, constant speed propeller, and retractable landing gear. The CPL via the modular route will not be issued unless the applicant has obtained at least 200 hours flying experience, of which 100 hours are as the pilot in command. The other requirements are identical to those needed when following the integrated path. Theoretical knowledge instruction for the CPL modular course may be given at a flying training organisation approved for the delivery of theoretical knowledge instruction only. Whatever the type of FTO at which the CPL modular course is taken, theoretical knowledge training on a modular course must comprise at least 200 hours of instruction in the ground subjects shown on screen here. Following the date of gaining a pass in all theoretical knowledge examinations, a CPL student has 36 months to complete flying training and to fulfill any further requirement for the award of a CPL. Subject to any other conditions specified in Joint Aviation Regulations, the holder of a CPL aeroplanes may exercise the following privileges. Exercise all the privileges of the holder of a PPL aeroplanes. Act as pilot in command of any aeroplane engaged in operations other than commercial air transport. Act as pilot in command of any single pilot aeroplane certificated for commercial air transport. Act as co-pilot of an aircraft engaged in commercial air transport that requires a co-pilot, but only having passed the theoretical knowledge for ATPL-A prior to the type rating on that aeroplane. That completes the lesson on the commercial pilot's license.